Shalom, Yashala. Yahweh Shemi Shai Barakatah to the brother, Yahweh Shema Thabah Shemi Shai to the sisters. This is a Sabbath service. This is a high holy day. This is the Most High's feast day. And I'm saying that He set apart for us so we could come and reverence His name. It's not Sunday. It is Saturday, the Lord's Sabbath day, the 7th day out of the week. I'm saying in the Isupk we teach the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments, of which this being one of the most important days out of the week, because now this day we set aside to learn about the Most High, to dig into these scriptures, to make this day holy, which just means set apart. It's nothing spooky. So the shofar is for all Israel to let them know that assembly is happening. So we have a shofar, which is the ram's horn. It is our culture and our custom to blow this in times of war, in times of trouble, in times of feast days. We blow the shofar. You know what I'm saying? So when we want to know what black people used to do, we repeat the prophets of the Most High, and the shofar was a part of our duty. You know what I'm saying? The wine is also a part of the services of the Most High. The wine, the oil, the frankincense and myrrh, the smoke you see is frankincense and myrrh, the Lord's favorite scent. Laya Sha'ala. Which means to Israel in the Hebrew. So what we're going to do is we're going to say our prayers like we do is our custom. On the Sabbath day, we say our prayers in our language, the Lashawan Kodash, and we face the east, our homeland, Jerusalem, the motherland. And it's not Africa, it's Jerusalem. This is where we're from. You so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you come from Jerusalem. So Imajam, which means to stand. Wapanya Hakwadam, which means to turn and face the east. And we're going to go over the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew first. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwavka, Taba'a, Ratizaika, Haya, Aisha, Baratiza, Kawa, Haya, Bashim Ayam, Netanlanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalat Lanawa, Kabawaf Nawa, Kasalat Nawa, Wabuwafi Nawa, Wala'a, Tabaya Nawa, Banasewan, Abba, Haushai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Malakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapa Rab, La'iwalamyam, Amun. This is the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, wa Mayaka'ala, wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyam, Hasaranyam, Hakwatazayanyam, Hakayayanyam, wa Akwapyam, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Tawada, Amun. These are the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, Commander General Yahana, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. This is a Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Babakushai, Nathananawa, Hakak, Larpa'a, Kamaka'ala, Wakamarawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarium, Hakak, Lahakium, Hamafium, Hakak, Arakawaf, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Tawada, Amun. This is the Hakak, the power in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanyan, Haharyam, Mayan, Yaba'a, Izaria, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'aratiza, Ayatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh Shemarka, Yahweh Tzalka, Ayah, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Bayala, Yahweh, Yashemarka, Makarai, Yashemar, Aspen Pashka, Yahweh, Yashemar, Taza Aska, Wabawaka, Maita, Wa'ida Walam. This is Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, this time forth, even forevermore. Slack you. Slack you. That was Psalms 121 in the English. This Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayam, Al-Damalaka, Al-Takarash, wa Al-Tashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Awayabika, Yahama, Yawam, Ra'ash, Al-Makah, Ya'ara Yamwa, Sawada, Wayata, Ya'aitazawa, Al-Tazapa Wanka, Salaki, Al-Tazabawan Yaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Manakakidam, Magawiya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Noah Aitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Barya, Yakartwa, Aliyah, Adawam, Wa, Yashamaya Allah, Yam, Mawa'aba, Wahagar Yam, Gabal, Wa Imawan, Wa Imalak, Palashat, I'm Yashabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banaka, Kwayashwan, Nashabwan, Bayan, Dara'ah, Hayawa, Daman, Ladama, Shayatamwa, Nada, Yabayam, Salaki, Yab, Mawa, Kara'ah, Wakazababa, Wakazabak, Wakataza, Mana'ai, Kal, Nasaya, Kamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarash, Lanawa, Nawa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Sayatamwa, Kagagaka, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Tabairia Ira, Wa Kalaaba, Talahat, Hariyam, Khan, Taradatma, Basa Irika, Wabasa, Wapafka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Waya, Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Balawa, Idiyai, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Dawa, Salake, Dawa, Kaya Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Alawan, Al-Kal Harataza. This is Psalm 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red, and like Zaed. Yea, all their princes as Zabad, and as Zamuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshavia, which means you to be seated. Saying the Most High hand, saying another Sabbath service, go through our prayers. Shalom. And our prayers are being answered. All those things that's going on in the Middle East, that's what we're praying for. When we say do them as unto the Midianites, that's what the Most High did unto the Midianites in the book of Judges. You know what I'm saying? With Gideon, the Midianites was our oppressor as well. These Palestinians are our oppressors as well. The so-called Jewish man is our oppressor as well. And these prayers are for them to fall into destruction. And all the things you see on the news is them falling in. And the difference between a prayer to the Most High and prayers for the Most High is because we're not asking nothing personal. We're not asking nothing that we want. The same thing what Yahushua taught us. When you come in my name, which is the word of the Most High, you have to pray for the word to be established. You can't pray for personal things and think that the Most High care about what you want personally versus what he wants. Like he said, everything is his already. He wants you to follow him. He wants you to be obedient. And this is what we do in the Isupk. We teach obedience to the Most High, and he will return the favor. Like you see how many brothers waking up knowing that they're Israelites? Yeah, a lot of them ain't with us, but just the fact that everybody know that they Israel. Like you got some brothers that know that they Israel. You know what I'm saying? That's a miracle alone. Like, and that's prayers being answered because what the Most High gonna wake us up to do as well. So we in the book of Chronicles. We went through the lineages to let us remind us that the lineages is important, to remind us that who we descend from is the most important thing in the scriptures. Because a lot of times, like in the book of Nehemiah, where they couldn't find out whether these children were of the lineage, they couldn't find out. They just set them to the side because that's how important it is. If you can't trace who you descend from, then you are nobody. And our oppressor knows that. This is why he got rid of our history. This is why he got rid of Joseph being Christ's father, because that rids the lineage. You know what I'm saying? So we went through all of the descending. Now we're gonna go through a little bit of the storyline, which is some of the most important stories in the Bible, which is in Chronicles and Kings and Samuel. Watch what they forget to teach us in church. And this is why we're important to our community, because we have to you have to know this. You have to know about King David. You have to know about King Saul. How can you be a prince if you don't know about the kings of your nation? That's the first thing they teach the princes, about the kings that came before them. Remember, Mufasa told Simba, listen, we come from kings. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't forget who you are. Remember who you are. You know what I'm saying? And learn about the past. So we're going to dig into the Hebrew. Remember, on our Sabbath service, it's our custom to read 7 scriptures in the Hebrew first. Then we read it in the English to give you the understanding. And if you learning the Hebrew, just follow along, pay attention to a few words. If you in the school, you're gonna see your name in a couple scriptures. You're like, oh, I need to say my name, because that's how the Hebrew works. You know what I'm saying? You know how black people talk. It ain't a whole bunch of words. It's not like English where they just make up words as they go. We got words that mean 7 different things. 10 different things, depending on how you, kind of like how black people say is you good. You say you good, that could mean about 10 different things. You owe me some money, now you good. Are you good? Is you okay? Things like that. That's how our language is. So if you see words that's familiar, jot it down. Remember the scriptures in it. We're going to always call the scriptures out so you can follow along. Remember, this is school as well. So we in 1 Chronicles chapter 11. We're going to start at verse 1. Waya Koba Tazawa Ka Yasha'ala, Dawada, Dawayada, Kabarawan, Lamar, Aitazamar, Aitazamak, Wabash, Raka, Anaknawa, Salakia. Verse 2. Gam, Tamawal, Gam, Shalashwam, Gam, Bahayawath, Shawa, Malak, Atha, Hamawa, Tazayah, Waha, Mabaya, Ath, Yasha'ala, Wayamar, Yahweh, Alahayak, Laka, Atha, Hara'ai, Atha, Salakia, Ath, Imaya, Ath, Yasha'ala, Watha, Tahaya, Nagayad, Al, Imaya, Yasha'ala. Verse 3. Waya Ba'awa, Ka, Zaquanya, Yasha'ala, Al, Hamalak, Kabarawana, Waya Karath, Laham, Dawayada, Barayath, Baka Barawan, Lapanya, Yahweh, Waya Mashakwa, Ath, Dawayada, Lamalak, Al, Yasha'ala, Kadabar, Yahweh, Bayad, Shamawal. Verse 4. Wayalaka, Dawayada, Wakal, Yasha'ala, Yarawashalam, Haya, Yabawai, Nasalaki Yabawas, Washam, Haya Bawasaya, Yashabaya, Harataza. Verse 5. Waya Amarawa, Yashabia, Yabawas, Lada Wada, Slakia Lada Wayada, La'a, Tabawa'a, Hanaha, Waya Lakad, Dawayada, Af, Matazadath, Taza Yawan, Haya, Ayara, Dawayada. Verse 6. Waya Amar, Dawayada, Ka, Makah, Yabawasaya, Bara Ash Wanaha, Yahweh, Lara Ash, Wala Shar, Waya Al, Barash Wana, Yawab, Ban, Tazara Wayaha, Wayahaya, Lara Ash. Verse 7. Wayashab, Dawada, it's like that's Dawada, I don't know why they got it in there. Dawada, Bama Tazada, Al, Khan, Para'ah, Lawa, Ayara, Dawada. And that's 7 scriptures in the Hebrew. We're going to read the same 7 scriptures in the English so we can get to understand it. Salakia, priest, Yahweh Shabrakatah. And we're going to get the same 7 scriptures to give you the understanding as well. You know what I'm saying? So we in the book of First Chronicles, chapter 11, starting at verse 1, going all the way through 7. We're going to read it straight through first. The same scriptures I just read in the Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew, not the modern Hebrew. And then we're going to read it, break it down line upon line. So this is the book of First Chronicles, chapter 11, verse 1. Then all Israel gathered themselves to David unto Hebron, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Verse 2. And moreover, in time past, even when Saul was king, thou was he that led us out and brought us in Israel. And the Lord thy God said unto thee, Thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be ruler over my people Israel. Verse 3. Therefore came all the elders of Israel to the king of Hebron, and David made a covenant with them in Hebron before the Most High. And they anointed David king over Israel, according to the word of the Lord by Samuel. Verse 4, and David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, which is Jebus, where the Jebusites were the inhabitants of the land. And the inhabitants of Jebus said to David, thou shalt not come hither. Nevertheless, David took the castle of Zion, which is the city of David. In verse 6, and David said, whosoever smiteth the Jebusites first shall be chief and captain. So Joab, the son of Zeruiah, went first up and was chief. Verse 7, and David dwelt in the castle, therefore they called it in the city of Slavic. Therefore they called it the city of David. You know what I'm saying? Now this whole little story is so important because we hear all the time in the UPK, why are y'all wearing that shield or the star of Molech? Why are y'all wearing the star of Remphan? And we see clearly that the star is David's name in the Hebrew, but it represents Zion. You know what I'm saying? And it represents our nation, all 12 tribes coming together. And this is the beginning of our nation, because with Saul, you had the kingdom still divided. He was king over all Israel, but a lot of Israelites didn't like Saul. A lot of tribes didn't like Saul. A lot of tribes stayed away. You know what I'm saying? But when David came, the Lord made all his enemies our people, because we are each other's enemies as well. This is what the scriptures mean when they say love your enemies. Because sometimes, and we know this, if you Black, Hispanic, and Native American, you know it. Sometimes your people is the most against you than any people. You know what I'm saying? And this is what always happened. So we had to fight. We had to fight for everybody to be on one accord. Because one thing Black people do respect, we respect violence. We respect the winner of the war. You know what I'm saying? And that's where David comes into play. So we're going to break this down line upon line. And these beginning stories with our kings are so important to understand the spirit behind the Most High, and why sometimes they look at us and say we're a hate group and we teach racism, but the scriptures, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And we are the same spirits back on the earth. You know what I'm saying? And like the Most High said, my ways are plain unto the holy. You know what I'm saying? But unto the wicked, they are stumbling blocks. Only wicked people can't understand this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what this is. It's two triangles on top of each other. It's not even a star. A star is a ball of gas for anybody who's into science. Anybody's into reality. A star is a ball of gas. It's not even pointed. So we're going to start it from 1 Chronicles chapter 11, verse 1. Then all Israel gathered themselves to David. And this is important to let you know, too, that all nations is not in. All nations is not in. If you want to say racism, David was the biggest racist you can be. One moment he went out and smoked 20,000 Edomites and came back and bragged about it. You know what I'm saying? Everything is based on race. You know what I'm saying? And when they start pulling that, oh, you're racist card, embrace it. Just embrace it. Because at the end of the day, our forefathers is racist. The Most High is racist. All it means is you choose your race over everybody else, and you feel like you're better than everybody else. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If you don't know, all other nations are teaching their children that they're better than you. All other nations. No matter who they is. It could be the Africans, the Hamites. They are teaching their children that they are better than you. The Edomites, they are teaching their children that they are better than you. It's time for us to teach our children that we are better than them. Because honestly, it's really the truth. It's the truth. We are better than them. And our forefathers moved a certain way. Paraphrasing the book of Job, he said, these people, my forefathers wouldn't even let the dogs sit with them at the table. They wouldn't even be able to sit with the dogs. And now they become rulers over us. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of people that we look up to as, because they're the ones who taught us racism by doing it to us. So we feel like we are entitled to be equal, because we've been facing racism for so long. But that's not the case, though. And it is right to feel like you and your people is the greatest. Nothing's wrong with it. We tell our people there's nothing wrong with the oppressor thinking he's better than you. What's wrong is when you think he's better than you, because he's not. He's not faster than you. He's not smarter than you. He can't cook better than you. He can't dance better than you. These are just facts. You know what I'm saying? These are just facts. So he said, all Israel gathered themselves to get to David. All Israel. He said all 12 tribes. And this is what they missed out in the New Testament. What happened to the other tribes? Here is telling you they all came to David unto Hebron. saying, behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Now, this is a precept also, if you're watching, this is a precept also to let you know that Adam and Eve was not the only people. When it says, we are thy bone and thy flesh, that's symbolic for saying that we are your family. We are your kin. We come from the same people. You know what I'm saying? We all come from Jacob. We are thy bone and we are thy flesh. That's why the Most High said he took his rib out of Adam, which wasn't literally, it was symbolic. She came from his bone and his flesh. She was from his lineage. You know what I'm saying? And this is the precept to let you know it. Because he said, behold, my bone and my flesh. This is in Genesis. Now, the Bible is meant to be read precept upon precept. But if you don't go through the scriptures, you won't know the precepts is there. Like the church don't go on precepts. They don't believe in precepts. They believe in doctrination, where they have a whole doctrine and now they want to fit the scriptures into the doctrine. We believe the exact opposite. We get the doctrine from the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Which is the true way to read it. Isaiah chapter 28 and 10. So verse 2. And moreover, in time past, even when Saul was king, thou was he that led us out and brought us in Israel. So when Saul was king, David is the one who fought the giant. Remember, Saul was scared. Saul didn't want to fight the giant. Saul kept sending men. He kept putting up money. He was dropping the bag on Goliath's head. But nobody could get it. Nobody wouldn't even fight because Goliath was like this. Let's just have a one-on-one. And whoever wins, that other people go into slavery. So he was scared. They're like, oh, man, we don't know. And the Philistines, who was the Palestinians, not the ones over there in the land, but the true Palestinians, the Africans, you know what I'm saying? They were oppressing us over there because they had Goliath. He's 10 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? He eating people. I'm saying he prideful too. But David came out of the woodwork while Saul was king and slewing. You know what I'm saying? Simple. And so they saying here that even when Saul was king, David was the man. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord thy God said unto thee, thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be ruler over my people Israel. Because the Most High told David he was going to be the ruler. But David was so humble and mighty, he still stuck with the order and the structure that was set up in the first place. Because remember, Saul wanted him dead. After he seen it was because after he killed Goliath, after he unalived Goliath, Saul made him captain of the guard, captain of the army, and he went out just smiting everybody. And then the girls made a song. They said, yeah, Saul slayed 1,000, but David slayed 10,000 thousands. And Saul heard them singing the song, and he got jealous. So ever since then, he started trying to unalive David. He was trying to unalive David. He was sending them on missions to get him whacked off, but the Lord was with him. And every mission, he came back mightier and mightier and mightier and mightier. You know what I'm saying? And David still held his rapport, his decorum, as far as being anointed. So one thing about the Most High, like when you are holy in your royal, you move a certain way. And it's one of the first things I learned in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You don't have to come off and prove to everybody you is who you is. Just be it. Just be it. Hold yourself a certain way. Carry yourself a certain way. Like a lot of people, when they see that something is wrong with leadership, like something was wrong with Saul. He was dealing with witchcraft. He wasn't keeping the commandments. The Most High took his spirit away from him. But the people, he's still your king. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is going to replace him. We got people now, we look at our elders and say, you know what? I'm going to do it better than you. I'm going to leave from you, start my own thing, and I'm going to do it better, which is not the spirit of Christ. And it's not the spirit of our forefathers. And David never moved in that spirit. When he found out Saul was unalive, he asked the dude who told him, how you know? And he said, I was there. And he slew him. He unalived him for just being there. Just being there and telling me that the Lord anointed is dead. And that's our forefathers in the way they move with each other. We didn't break that rank. You don't break that rank. Let the Most High deal with it, because the Most High see everything. He's going to deal with it. Verse 3. Therefore came all the elders of Israel to the king to Hebron, and David made a covenant with them in Hebron before the Lord. And they anointed David king over Israel, according to the word of the Lord by Samuel. So Samuel was the prophet. Remember, Samuel was the prophet that was holding it down. At these times, we had no king. But our people wanted to be like all the other nations. So we begged Samuel because Samuel had wicked sons. This is another thing to let you know that just because your kids is bad as hell, don't mean it's your fault. Because sometimes the kids is going to go off. Samuel was the most righteous in Israel at the time, but his kids went off. So our people said, you know what? Your sons is not like you. Make us a king. Make us a king like all the other nations. And Samuel went to the Most High, and the Most High was sad. He told Samuel, it ain't your fault. These people don't want me to rule over them. Therefore, I'm going to give them what they want. And he gave them a wicked king, which was Saul. And that's how the kingship started. Because the Most High is our king through Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? They rule over us spiritually. But we want to be carnal. We want to see the king. So the Most High gave us what we want. You see the king. But now he's going to do you filthy. Now he's going to rob you of all your money. Now he's going to tax everybody. Saul was doing a whole bunch of crazy things. He was doing it. You know what I'm saying? So the word of the Lord came to Samuel. And you got to dig into these books. Book of Samuel, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, Job. You know what I'm saying? You got to dig into these books that they done told you ain't nothing. It's done away with. These books hold the mysteries and the secrets to how we get understanding today, being so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American. We get this understanding through the precepts. You know what I'm saying? Verse 4. And David and all Israel, and this is the craziest thing, like every scripture, all Israel, the elders of Israel. That's all you see. Shouldn't we be trying to figure out who Israel is? Who are the 12 tribes of Israel? And the Isupk, we done figured it out. The Lord then gave us the truth. So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the children of Jacob. You know what I'm saying? And David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, which is Jebus. And this to let you know about the spirit of warfare. See, we're blind in America where we think everything is righteous. We think people just give you the land. You probably think they bought this land from the Indians for $1. Remember they told us that in school? That the Indians sold them this land for $1. That's not how it works. You fight for what you want. And the winner takes the land and takes the slaves. It has always been that way. So our holy city, Jerusalem, the city we pray towards the east, that city wasn't always Jerusalem. At this time, it was Jebus because the Jebusites dwelt there. And remember, the Most High sent us out of Egypt to travel through all these lands so we can take it over and it can be ours. The Most High is not no softy. He's not no buttercup. So he's a man of war, and he wants us to be men of war as well too. But war is not, and don't always look at war as a bad thing. War is righteous because the Most High is stirring up the hearts of the people. He's stirring up the hearts of the warrior to get his will done. If he wants you out of here, he wants you out of there. Them Canaanites, them Jebusites, them Horites and Hittites that was in our land, he wanted them out of there. He told Moses, they're going to get up out of there through Joshua. And Joshua wiped them out. He went on an extermination. He wiped them out, and parted the land and gave it to the children of Israel. So he says, which is Jebus, where the Jebusites were, the inhabitants of the land. So we took this land. You know what I'm saying? We took this land by the sword, like the Most High wanted us to do. War is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because no peace can come without war. That's why the Bible says when they say peace, 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 destruction comes suddenly. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't going to be no peace without war. This is why Yahushua has to come back and with war. He's coming back to make war righteously, though, because certain people deserve it. Certain people, like we deserved it. We deserved to get trodden down in 70 AD. We deserve for our temple to be smashed. Yahushua said not one stone going to be left unturned. We deserve to be carried away captive into all nations. We deserve worse. We deserve to have our whole life blotted out. Just blotted out. All the sins we committed. If you read this Bible and see what the things that our people did, And then you look up and you see the things that our people do today. We deserve it. We deserve to be ransacked, to lose our identity. We don't even deserve to get it back. The Most High just blessed us to get it back through mercy. And not because of what we did, because of the promise he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we're going to have to disagree. I feel like war is righteous because the Most High said it. He once said, "What you want me to agree with you and disagree with the Most High?" This is the problem with the world. The world want to tell the Most High what is right and what's wrong. Paraphrasing in Romans, he said, "Can the clay say to the potter, why make it me this way?" Saying he make us whatever way he wants us to make us. You can't say that to the maker. You can't draw something and then the drawing stand up and say, "Why you ain't make me this color? Why you ain't make me this way?" It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Verse 5. Again, we in the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 11. We have verse 5. "And the inhabitants of Jebus said to David, Thou shalt not come hither." Now, this to get you to understand that they didn't want their land to be taken up. Nobody wants their land to be taken. Nobody wants to be invaded and have to bow down to another land. So that them buying this land from the Indians for $1 is a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. The Native Americans, them Gadites and Reubenites, they did not want to sell this land to the oppressors. They lost the war. They lost. Pay attention to the statues in all these cities. They'll tell you the wars that they fought in these inner cities, these downtowns, in these cities that we live in America. The Gadites fought wars with this oppressor for hundreds of years. For hundreds of years. We won some, lost a lot. Lost a lot. That's why there's reservations in every city. These were the places that wasn't conquered, that they were pushed over to. But the main areas, the areas where all the money generate from, the downtowns, the east sides, the west sides, the north sides, the south sides, them was all taken over by war. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure the Gadites told them, "No, we don't want you to come hither. No, stay where you at. Matter of fact, get back on that boat and go back where you at." But the Most High sent them. In Deuteronomy chapter 28-48, he said, "I'm going to send a fierce nation upon you." You know what I'm saying? Because they were supposed to be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And when you come to find out and you dig into it, they started worshiping Mother Nature. They started worshiping the bees, the birds, the trees, the wolves. They started worshiping the creature and not the creator. And the Most High, he's righteous. He's going to judge you. Whether it's now, whether it's 100 years from now, whether it's 200 years from now, you're going to get judged. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. The Jebusites, they told David, "Thou shalt not come hither." Nevertheless, David took the castle of Zion. You know what I'm saying? He took Zion. He took it by the sword. Listen, we're going to get this. Which is the city of David. And they call Hebron the city of David ever since. You know what I'm saying? Which is Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? It's the city of David. It's the city of Zion. And if you black, you understand that. We got many different ways to crown something. Like from any type of gang. The gang itself got 10 names. That corner alone got 10 names. You know what I'm saying? Where we done named it. That's just how we move. Same thing with David. Verse 6. And this is how cold David is. Listen to this. "And David said, Whosoever smiteth the Jebusites first shall be chief and captain." So now he put a price on their head real quick. Who do it first? You're gonna get the whole guard. You're gonna be in charge of the whole army. You know what I'm saying? Whoever smite them first. Come on now. Why ain't they teaching us this? Why don't we know this? Why don't our kids know this? Why don't our kids know, yo, listen, when it's time to take something, you gotta take it. Guess who do know it? Our oppressor. Our oppressor know that. The Israelis know that. They know when you want something, you got to take it. Why you think they going over there in the Gaza Strip, the Palestinians? They want that land. They said they found like $1.7 trillion worth of oil over there, but the Palestinians did. The only way they can get it is if they take it. You got to take it. See, black people became soft over here in America. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been destroyed. We've been destroyed. We don't want to take nothing. I asked to do that on my slave. Yo, don't you want to rule the earth? He said, "Nah, I don't want to rule, man. I don't know what type of shit you want." He said, "I just want to work and go home and pay my bills." I said, yeah, they destroyed us. You just want to pay bills. You don't want no rulership, even if you was promised to rule. He said, man, there's too much problems ruling. I said, it's too much problems being a slave. You know what I'm saying? At least we don't got to work. They work for us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, David took the city, and then he put the price on their head. So Joab, the son of Zeruiah, went first up and was chief. So you know what that means. He took him out. And when you go into David and his men that he kept around him, they was no joke. They was no joke. And they was racist. They hated these other nations. They hated them. Because the Lord hated. Remember Psalms 83, we just read in the prayers that all these nations are our enemies. The Edomites, the Ishmaelites, Moab, Hagarim, Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. All these nations are our enemies and is the Lord's enemies because they don't want to keep the law, statutes. They don't care about the Most High. They busy worshiping things that are not God. You know what I'm saying? So that's just to let you know a little bit about that. In verse 7, and David dwelt in the castle. And like this is another thing. We can't even imagine living in a castle. Like, can you imagine living in a castle? Like with servants and food getting brought to you. You don't gotta cook. You don't gotta go grocery shopping. You ain't got a bill. Can't nobody tell you to get out on the first. Can't nobody post little notes on your door saying, yeah, you behind. Can you imagine living in a castle? And I'm not talking to you Edomites either, because a lot of y'all are living in castle-like mansions. Y'all ain't got to worry about a bill. Y'all got accountants that pay it years ahead of time. I'm saying, but we can't even fathom these things. David took the castle. And a castle is like a city inside of a mansion. I'm saying a castle is something big. It's not like just a mansion. It's like a miniature city. If you ever been in prison, that's like a castle. A castle is like prison. A prison is like a little city. So a little city where everything is self-sufficient and everything runs. You just need to make sure that things coming in and things is going out. So that's the 7 scriptures for today. And it goes in, it keeps going in further. So always join. You know what I'm saying? Always come and follow along and learn about the history, learn about the stories, because they are not just fairy tales. These are real things. David really took over those cities. They founded the ruins and destructions of the city of David. And this is a lot of times where our shield get misconstrued from, because they found our shield on top of these buildings. You know what I'm saying? They found our shield all around these buildings. They found the shield in a pool. We had an underground pool. One of the kings had an underground pool. They found a shield. You know what I'm saying? They found David's name. Because David was famous. Because everybody, we all knew, whoever winning the wars, the Most High is with him. And that's just what he said. You know what I'm saying? That's just what he said. Even the oppressors. Whoever winning these wars, the Most High want them to win it. Like he wanted these Edomites to conquer the whole earth. So when the times come and the judgment come, he can destroy them and show his power. You know what I'm saying? So y'all in the chat talking about war is bad and because it's personal. I bet a lot of y'all Palestinians too. You know what I'm saying? And Israel is tearing Palestine up right now over there. The Israelis, I should say. They are tearing them up. Russians are tearing Ukrainians up right now. They said one of the capitals of Ukraine is level. They said it's level. So, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to keep doing it. And then when it happens and it start coming over here, what are you going to do? Who are you going to stand with? You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High is trying to show you something. He's trying to show you something. So with that, we can send the prayers up. Imajam, which means to stand in the Hebrew. We're playing Akadam, which means turn and face to east. Sluggy. For time's sake, we're going to do the Lord's Prayer. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak Wafka, Taba'a, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayam, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalat Lanawa, Kabawaf Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawafi Nawa, Wala'a, Tawaya Nawa, Banasayawan, Abba, Haushai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, Lai Walamium, Aman. This is the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Amen. Sar, which means to turn. And give a courteous salute to the brothers. Shall we be seated? In the Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Azmata, Sar, Imajim, stand, give a courteous salute to the sisters. In the Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Shemar Lataba Shem Yahweh Shah. Azmata, class dismissed. Okay. It's hot as hell in here. You hot? It's hot as